Hey guys, so we're going to be looking at 10 saws that you can buy on Amazon. What to buy and what not to buy. These are going to be a variety of brands, and I'm not going to necessarily recommend not buying any other saws that Amazon sells, but these are basically a good variety of the different saws that Amazon sells. So first of all, we have the Dewalt DW745. This is a nice saw. It does have good onboard storage, as you can see here. The saw itself, it's a nice little saw here. Nice metal roll cage, as you can see. The rack and pinion fence rails. That's a nice style. Basically, as you can see in this picture here, it does. They do have it on a stand in this picture here. Very standard saw in general. You can go up to 45-degree angle cut. Your on and off switch, so on and so forth. Good price here for $269. Is the current price of the saw. The regular price on this thing is $329. So this is on sale right now. And it is a prime item, so it would be delivered within 2 days. The next item here is the Dewalt DWE7491RS. This is comes on a contractor stand built in with it. Now this one is going to be a bit more expensive. It is going to be $554, discounted off of $599. So a bit pricier, but it comes with the stand, which is always a nice thing. It also has the onboard storage, but this also has a 32.5-inch rip capacity, which is very nice. Not all saws have that. And of course also the rack and pinion fence rails. All in all, this is a nice saw. But you are going to be spending a lot more money on it. I just scroll through the pictures here of it, and it does have a video that comes with it. So, and I will have a link in the bottom, in the description of the video, to all of these individual saws, so you can take a look at those on your own. But this one here, I would definitely recommend this guy here. These are all 10-inch jobs, 10-inch table saws that I recommend, 10-inch blades, and this has a 15-amp motor, which is good. Some of the saws that Amazon sells only have 10 or 12-amp motors on them. So let me just double check here. The first Dewalt that I showed you guys also has a 15-amp motor, which is awesome. And this has, actually in the first one, it only has a 20-inch max rip capacity. Basically, this saw only has so much stretch to the side table there. This job site one has a nice big 32.5-inch rip capacity, but you're going to be paying difference there between $269 and $554 for all those extras. Next, we're going to be looking at a Craftsman. This is not a job site table saw, but rather a stationary one that you'd have in a workshop. This guy comes with a number of pieces of hardware here. Frankly, I've spent years as a carpenter working with different table saws, and I've used table saws like these on the job site before. The only thing is that you have to either have somewhere to put the saw on a stand, make your own stand, or put it on the ground. You can buy a nice cheap saw like this for $163.12. I would recommend this for somebody starting off either with your own home workshop or starting off in the remodeling business, and this guy here is not a prime item, so it does come with free shipping, and it would be delivered between, they're showing me between, what is this, 2 and 5 days out, and I'm sure they can guarantee it within a certain period of time if you pay a little extra for it. But this table saw, it's a nice, simple, cheap table saw. I have a couple of those myself sitting in my shop. Don't use them very often. Pull them out when I need something ripped, but I don't want my large job site table saw to haul with me, because they do take up a lot of room in the truck. So, but this is a nice economy style saw for $163.12 plus free shipping. The next saw we're going to be looking at here is, let me refresh that page. That's better. Skil saw 3410-02, also a 10-inch table saw. This guy has, let's see here, it has a, how many amps does this guy have? Of course, they don't even tell me. 120 volts, doesn't tell me anything else. So anyway, we are going to scroll right back up here, yada yada yada. There we go. So this guy here is only $208.48. That is actually discounted from $387.03. That would be the original price on that. This guy here, again, a nice little compact table saw. And this does come with some kind of a nice folding stand here, as you can see. That is a, again, lower end. It's not a high end, $500 or $600 table saw, but it is going to suit your needs for the most part here. And we have, let's see here, okay, so the table extends to 20 inches by 32 inches for longer work pieces. So you can still still easily enough rip a sheet of plywood in half, 24 or inches or more ripped, and it comes with a nice stand. Oh, and I see here it is a 15 amp as well. That's a Skil saw, so it's not a high-end brand name, but it will probably suit your purposes better than the previous Craftsman for any job site purposes. The stand, it's not a heavy-duty stand, it's not a heavy-duty saw, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it if you're going to be doing work on, let's say, building your own cabinets, things like that, but it'll get the job done if you're looking for something inexpensive, still in the $200 range. So, let's see here. Next we have the Hitachi. This is better quality saw, much better quality saw, I'd say. The original price on this guy is $479.97 and is discounted to $389.99. This guy here, also a 15 amp job site table saw with a 35-inch rip capacity and fold and roll stand. Sorry about the highlighting issue there. You can also buy this one with an additional blade for, do my math right here, I think it's $15 or $16 here. You can get an additional blade, 60-tooth blade for it. That's a nice blade as an extra. Good job site table saw, once again, but it rolls away, so basically you fold it up and it rolls right away. Some of the stands, like the Dewalt that has the stand, that one you have to fold individual legs up. I'll pull that back up. You have to fold individual legs up and then put it on its wheels and then wheel it away. I've used those before. They're awkward, I'll put it that way. I do not recommend those in the long run. If you're going to be carrying it from job site to job site, they're not as easy to use and a bit more awkward in general. This one has a nice roll away. Basically, you just pop a pin with your foot and it folds right up. This guy also most likely will pop right off. You can see the design of it. It probably attaches and detaches from the stand. I personally own a Ridgid table saw. I'll show you that one a little bit later. The Ridgid table saw is nice because the saw itself doesn't detach easily, but I have a Ridgid saw on the stand, and that one detaches from the stand pretty easily. But this is a nice one. It's got a nice rip capacity, 15 amp motor. All in all, this is a good saw. But you are going to be paying close to $400. Well, after taxes and all that, it's $400 for that. So, anyway, we're going to move on to the Bosch next. Okay, so Bosch 4100-10. It's also a 10-inch gravity rise, which is, again, nice. That's the style stand where you just push a button with your foot and pop the thing right up into a standing position. Here it is in the standing position. That's a good saw right there. Again, a job site table saw. This has a 25-inch rip capacity. So, I mean, if you need to do a rip at 35 inches off of a 48-inch board, all you're going to do is subtract the 35 inches from the 48, and you get your 13 inches, and you're going to rip 13 inches on the one side, not the 35. Simple calculations there. But this here is a good saw, but you're also going to be paying $550 for it. Versus, well, and it's on sale actually at $549. The regular price for it is $599 or $600. So this table saw here, it's a beaut, but you're going to be paying for it. And again, you're going to have all that storage of like the pusher there and all that, the guide. So, but they do, as they show in the pictures here. They have a lot of extra little pieces, little things on here: adjustable feet, onboard storage, patented gravity rise design, 8-inch wheels, heavy gauge steel construction, square lock, rip fence, arbor lock for easy blade changes, modular smart guard system, constant response, circuitry with soft start, integrated carry handles, and integrated sub base. The nice thing about the soft start, my Ridgid does not have the soft start on it. That is something where as soon as you turn it on, if anything else is running on that breaker, you can blow the breaker. And you also, it just kicks on really hard, really fast. It always kind of throws me for a loop. So I should say it throws people for a loop. I got used to it really fast, but other people get a little shaken up over the loud startup on the thing. And then we're going to switch it right over to Craftsman here. Craftsman has a nice one. Again, this is a folding one. This is a nice one because you literally have the legs where you would lift the handle there and then fold the leg back towards the wheels, and it would lock on the wheels. This is a nice one, as far in considering it's a Craftsman for a fold-away saw. It only has a where's the rip capacity on this guy? It has a 15 amp motor, which is really nice, and where are we at here? And it doesn't tell me what the rip capacity is. Okay. Well, 10-inch, powerful, heavy-duty. Again, this would be a good saw to just carry onto a job site, get your cuts done. If you're starting off in the business, or you don't have a lot of money for your home-based table saw, for do-it-yourselfer, I would recommend something like this. It has a nice little stand with it that comes with it, and it is only $259.90. The Craftsman does not have a discount on it, neither the Craftsman do. But this has, it folds up really nice like that. You can see it in this picture here. Folds up nice and tight, nice, tucks away. Has a nice table that reaches out, and a nice extension rod off the back, as you can see here. So that's a nice little table saw there. Okay, now we're on to the Ridgid. This is actually the same saw that I own. I love this saw. I've had this thing for a number of years now. You can currently buy a renewed or refurbished saw for $449.99 or $450. It's a nice one where it actually has all the equipment stored on the sides. You push the pin with your foot and it folds up and rolls away. Very nice and easy. It has a 45-degree angle on the base, and I have the extension table. I have actually a couple of those. It has a nice, this sidebar here is nice for overflow of your cuts, and you get, I cannot remember the exact rip capacity. Ooh. Of course, they don't tell me on here either. But it has a good rip capacity. I want to say it's. I want to say that it has 26 to 30 inch rip capacity. I don't remember offhand, but for all of my needs, it has suited me very, very well. As you can see here, this is the fold away here. Basically, this right here is the push button at the bottom to lock and unlock the wheels. And this is this guy standing up. Very nice saw. I've always enjoyed using this thing. Never had a problem with it. Works very, very well. And if you're concerned about children playing around it when you're like when you're not in the garage or wherever you have it set up at, every once in a while I have it set up at a job site and there's kids running around, or I'm at home working on something and my kids are running around outside, and I'm inside working on something and I got the blade up on top of it because I'm between cuts. You pop this little tiny yellow tab out of the switch there, put the little tiny tab, your yellow tab, in your pocket, and the saw cannot turn on. So it's a nice safety feature. Alright, we're going to switch over to this one here. This is the Ridgid R4512. It's a 10-inch table saw. It is only a 13 amp motor, but this is like if you have a shop and you're working out of your shop. It has wheels in the base down here, so that way if you need to wheel it around from point A to point B in your shop, you can. But this is a shop style saw, a nice, good quality shop style saw. As you can see in this picture here, this is the mechanism to work the wheels, and this is a tool storage there on the side. This guy here, though, is $721.36 with free shipping. Not a prime item, but it's way more expensive, but it is well worth it. It is a shop grade table saw, much wider table. Gives you much better rip capacity, much better saw in general. This is not a contractor grade. This is like if you're gonna build cabinets out of your workshop, things like that. All in all, I do appreciate Ridgid in general over some of the other brands. Dewalt and Bosch and Hitachi are excellent brands. So if you're looking for a good job site table saw, the Bosch would be my recommendation. It's going to be a little bit smaller than the Ridgid, but you are still going to get a nice 25-inch rip capacity. The Hitachi, of course, is going to give you a 28 3/4 working capacity here, rip capacity. The Dewalt will be your best bet, but you're also going to be spending the most money on that for a job site table saw. So the last saw that I am going to put out here in this video is the SawStop PCS 31230-TGP252. This guy has this guy basically, this is if you're going to build cabinets professionally and want to spend thousands of dollars to get the best possible saw that you could ever get. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. Huge tabletop on it. It is, I believe this is a 52-inch professional T-glide fence system, rails and extension table. A lot of these professional grade tables, you can also get extension tables for the back and the other side, and attach the tables on, the extension tables on, and you can basically fill an entire shop with table space for your table saw. See if I can get a little bit more information on this guy here. 3 horsepower, doesn't say how many amperage. It is the total weight of this thing, shipping weight is 525 pounds. Product dimensions 85.2 inches by 33 inches by 34 inches. Style cabinet saw set. I mean, absolutely amazing. The size and the quality of that saw. And they have other versions of this saw where, and this one over here, 2729. This one over here, 2737. So they have other versions of the same saw. It's absolutely top of the line saw right here. So, and this one also you would be paying $250 for shipping on this, but you're going to be saving $250 on the thing because regular price on it is $3,249. So basically, they're knocking off. You don't pay for shipping right now; it's on sale. So I would check this guy out if and only if you are looking to do professional grade cabinetry or some other form of professional grade woodwork where you need a large, high quality saw. And they also have other saws on here on Amazon where you can get do a bag system for your dust collection, things like that. You can also hook up to most of these table saws have, let's see if I can find one here, a dust collection system with a 2.5-inch dust port. I'm not seeing any here with the pictures, but most of them have a 2.5-inch port out of the back side of the saw, so that way all you have to do is hook up a shop vac with a 2.5-inch pipe to the actual here right here on the back side of the Ridgid. This is a 2.5-inch dust port where all your sawdust would shoot out of the back. When I'm on a job site, I typically don't hook anything up to it. depending on what I'm doing. If it's just a couple of cuts, I just let the dust fly. Otherwise, I get out my big shop vac and I hook up my shop vac to it, and then I plug the two together into a power strip, and then I turn the power strip on and off between uses, so that way when I turn the power strip on, it turns the saw on along with the shop vac and collects all the dust right in the shop vac. So, and again, I use a Ridgid shop vac, and I use a bag in the actual shop vac to collect the dust so it doesn't clog up my filter. It's a good system to have. So anyway, so I hope this video has helped you make a decision on the saw that's good for you. So basically what it comes down to is, if you're looking for something small, simple, just to get around, the Dewalt is a good, always going to be a good quality, whether you go with a contractor grade or job site grade table saw like this, where it has the stand, or this one where you just drag it on a job site, drop it down, and make a few cuts with it. If you're looking for something cheap, something simple to get you started with, Craftsman, the Craftsman Evolve is a good one. Otherwise, if you're looking for another less expensive but job site related one, this other Craftsman here for $259.90 would be a good one. If you want to go with my preferred brand of Ridgid, it looks like Ridgid. I know you can still buy Ridgid on Amazon. You can get them renewed or refurbished. There are sellers out there that sell them. If you're going pro grade, the SawStop. Otherwise, Bosch is going to be my number one recommendation for job site table saws in general. Hitachi would be the next. Dewalt would be my next recommended one here. Simply because of price point on these. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. They are about the same. But Bosch is going to be because I'm a Ridgid guy. I typically will recommend Ridgid over Dewalt, and put Dewalt a little bit further back on my priorities list. But the Dewalt saw does look pretty good. The Bosch, I would recommend this over the Dewalt because of the stand, though. The stand being easier stand to work with on a day-to-day basis. The Dewalt is going to be a tougher stand to work with as far as folding it up and all that. But if you're looking for the rip capacity, your Dewalt is going to be your better saw in that regards. So, but they also have, and oh, here it is now. I didn't. Let me show you this Dewalt scissor stand. So this would be the 11th saw that I will show you here. The Dewalt 10-inch scissor stand is only $500 or $499, but it only has a 28-inch rip capacity. So if you want the larger rip capacity and the roll-away stand, basically it's the same saw. A few minor changes, basically. The rip capacity is slightly different, and the stand is a little different, but the guts of the saw are pretty much the same. So, yeah. And so, if you guys want to buy, if any of these saws have piqued your interest, please go ahead and click in the right below here where I have all the links to the different saws. I will have the name of, you can see the name of the saw, short description, and the link. I will also include in there my website, and you can click over to my website and contact me through the website, or comment on the video, and I will get that ASAP. I will get back to you. Alright, thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.